Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and welcome to my Monday Plan With Me video. All the supplies and everything I'm using will be linked in the description box below in case you're curious and want to figure out where I got stuff. I am currently using a gallon leather notebook. This is B6 size. I have a Nolte cover, stickers from Etsy. They really have a great selection. And let's get started. Sorry, my throat today. It is being silly. Okay. Hold on. All right. So we can see this was last week's, and I have what I drew and the videos I made. And this is going to be this week's. So I'm going to go ahead and write everything I drew for the week and the videos I did. And this is a Pilot G207 in green. And the cover actually is a green leather, which is why I chose this green. It's supposed to be all connected and related. I don't know if I did a good job with that or not. So everything I draw goes up on my Instagram every single evening, in case you're curious. I did 2 animal illustrations this past week. I love animals. And I did 3 portrait illustrations. And I love drawing people. I'm just drawing all my favorite things. And I did 2 landscapes, so I'm trying to incorporate more of those. I really enjoy doing them, and I do different mediums for all the things. And then here is a micron plastic nib in sepia, which I think brown and green look very nice together, which is why I chose this. And I did my The Artist's Way video. And that was week 10. So we only have a couple weeks left of that one. My goodness. Okay. And then I had my Plan With Me from last week. And that was week 19. So we are moving right along. Now I am going to throw up a reference photo because I'm going to be drawing it kind of abstractly. I don't know. I'm kind of doing a negative space thing, and it's just how my mood is. So I am going to be drawing bergamot or bee balm. So, and it grows USDA zones 4 to 9. I don't grow it personally. Bee balm and bee balm care. I will link a article from Gardening Know-How in case you're curious. Full sun, part shade. It depends on what zone you're in, when to plant, spring and fall. So apparently they bloom in May. The zone I'm in, I would have to plant it in the shade, like part shade. Though we don't have huge heat things. I don't know. My coastal thing makes my zone kind of off. The United States splits everything into zones. So I am using a Uniball Signo. This is a high release. It is a gold. They also make silver, they make bronze, they make white, they make a few other colors. It is the equivalent of a 10 because it comes out so thick and chunky. But I'm going to, I'm going to negative space this and make it look weird. I'm just in an ink mood, bear with me. Okay, and let's get started. And I like my metallics. I do. And I burn through these pens so fast. Just because they're high release, high flow. Yeah. So it's gonna kind of look like the flower. It's gonna kind of not look like the flower. Yeah. Just bear with me. I mean, you don't have to, but sometimes I'm in a mood to draw things fairly realistically, and sometimes I'm not. So I'm not in that mood today for realism. And I try and embrace all my moods. And it keeps things exciting. It keeps me from having burnout. It keeps me motivated and interested to keep going, kind of. So this is how I'm negative spacing these flowers. Yeah, I don't know. And I will throw up who took it and all the information about it. But it's so pretty. They're a very pretty flower. We don't grow every single flower there is because of the sheer amount of deer we have. So we have to be really, really careful that we're not planting things that bring all the deer into our yard and then keep them in our yard. That's another problem. So once you plant something that they're like, oh, that's a lovely snack, they don't leave. They keep coming back for more. So even after they've eaten it all, then they just try and make other things work in their diet. So even if it wasn't something that attracted them to begin with. So we have to be really, really careful. And I'm not sure if this is something that deer like or don't like, but if we can't use it in baking or cooking or tea, maybe people use this one for tea. I'm not even sure. I'd have to read about it more. I don't know. We don't have any space. I was given some horseradish for free. So we added a horseradish plant and it's doing very well. Slightly alarming. We added a curry plant this year. That was a gift. And I think that one's going to be a slow grower, which is fine. Not everything has to be voracious and taking over. That tends to alarm me when things grow at like rapid paces because I'm like, oh, I didn't account for that. Yeah, let's talk gardening. One of the things I planted for teas and stuff was feverfew. And I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Oh, you need the flowers because the flowers are what make the tea, but the flowers also shoot off the seeds and it reseeds itself. It's not so crazy that it's taking over, but there was a lot of baby feverfews everywhere. And the one we planted, it looks like it's been there 3 years. Like it just established itself so quickly and filled in so fast. And I don't know if that was like the quality of the soil in that area. We always plant, before we plant something edible, we do a couple years worth of sunflowers because the roots of sunflowers clean the soil. It's that word that starts with a P that I can never remember because my brain is tired. Anyway, I'll throw that word up. But so we had planted sunflowers and stuff years prior. And so we decided to grow perennial herbs and things for teas. Everybody in our house drinks tea. We're a big old tea house. So, and it's by our perennial chamomile. There's Roman and German chamomile. One's an annual and one's a perennial. And we grow the perennial one, and that one, that one's cute because it decided it wanted to fill in like the cracks of the sidewalk of our walkway. So it's kind of filling in and taking over that way, but it's much lower to the ground. I don't know. They both have like white flowers and they're doing their thing. It's very interesting. But some of this stuff like filled in very fast and some is really slow growing. We got some English lavender, which you can bake and cook with that one. In previous homes that we've owned and stuff, they came with like Mexican lavender, and there isn't a lot you can do with the Mexican lavender. So that really isn't my favorite one to grow. But that one is much slower growing, but one of them is getting really scrunched and like pushed out. And I know they like to have space and full sun and stuff. So, and I know they don't like to be moved. So I'm trying to figure out like, what do I do? Some of these plants are filling in and taking over. But yeah, our perennial garden looks, it looks pretty wild. We have some like huge kale, like some dinosaur kale and stuff, which is a perennial as well. And that's in there, and some sorrel. But I had to like cloche the sorrel because the deer were like, yeah, that's not bad. I'm like, no, you don't eat it raw because goiters. I don't think that applies to deer. Anyway, you have to cook your sorrel if you decide to grow that leaf. Yeah, our perennial garden's kind of wild. It's got like a dozen different varieties of things. but we had to order them online. It wasn't like our our garden center sold that stuff. They don't sell a lot of perennial herbs. We got sea kale from them. The sea kale is a perennial, and we got asparagus from them, and that was really fun. So our asparagus is kind of doing its thing. It takes a few years for asparagus to get, you know, worked up to producing food. But they didn't have a lot of perennial stuff, so we ordered online. And it's been a year now, and some stuff's taken over, some stuff's filling in, some stuff's minding its own business. But we've been planting and gardening. I still have to plant the flower field in the side with our apples and our pomegranate, and carrots. Carrots go next month. It's not warm enough for carrots yet. I don't know, the seeds we have are kind of older. I'm just doing weird shapes and shadows. I don't know. Kind of filling it in, making it look weird. Kind of looks like strange palm trees or something. What is she doing? We don't know. I don't know. I was in a gold mood. I was in an ink mood. I was in a mood to draw lots of stuff, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just filling in all these shapes. Anyway, gardening. Yeah, I've been doing almost 10 hours a week of gardening. I'm about done. I am about done. We got all the bulk of things planted, and it's looking good. It just needs to grow and fill in. And then we did lots of annual marigolds, which are edible. Nasturtiums, which are edible. But those take over, so we have to be very careful. And what else? Zinnias, which we have those just for pollinators. And sunflowers, which are edible. The zinnias are like cut and come again, so the girls really like those, and they cut them and put them in vases in their room. Okay, so this is my bee balm. I know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. This is how I negative space things and make stuff look weird. But you can kind of see this is bergamot. Yeah? Okay. That's wild. I don't know if I'm going to remember this if I go to do the flip through at the end of the year. What the heck this was. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was like an interesting way of seeing this flower being drawn. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.